What's going on? We back. More C Sports Talk. The Lions, the Detroit Football Lions, has decided to sign Luke Willson, former tight end of the Seattle Seahawks, to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. It's another cheap deal for the Lions. Some people don't like the deal. Some people like it, but Luke Wilson is a guy that when I watch Seattle, all I do is see him make plays down the field. He got some good long speed. He got some good hands as well. I've been seeing the video go around where he dropped a critical pass, and everybody has to drop. People want to be so hard and critique every move the Lions are making, but you watch Seattle and Luke Wilson. He makes a lot of plays down the field. He stretches the field. He catches the ball downfield, chunk yards. He kind of gives you that vertical threat that Ebron, tried to bring and really didn't. But he's definitely a tight end that can run and stretch the field. I mean, you also got Michael Roberts, and they may bring in another tight end via the draft. So I like the move. Maybe from what I'm hearing on threads and everything else, I may be in the minority, but I like the dude. Every time I see Luke Wilson play, it's just a big play downfield, a big Hail Mary catch or a deep pass, or him breaking off for a big run. And he's an athlete, definitely an athlete, and I like what the Lions did here. I mean, the tight end free agent pool was very, very scarce. They waited to cut Ebron. Maybe it's no coincidence they waited to cut Ebron after Jimmy Graham got signed, after Tyler Eifert went back to the Bengals, after Trey Burton went to the Chicago Bears so when they cut Ebron in the beginning, people would have been pressuring them to sign those guys. Now they cut Ebron like, oh yeah, we just looking for a tight end. It's just another excuse to bring in a cheap guy. And the Lions are being very frugal this offseason. And the Lions before this, they had about $20 million in cap space. I don't know the cap hit for this, but $2.5 million is probably nothing but $1 million or $500,000 cap hit or whatever it may be. And, Lions have $20 million. I mean, they're not spending it. Maybe they want to wait till next year and fill it all with one-year deals. And then when they get that $51 million in cap next year, if they're able to save $10 or $15 million from this one, $10 million and it goes up, and then they can be big players. So my major concern is not with the cap and them being cheap for sure. I mean, for certain, my free agent concern is only having 5 draft picks and how we're gonna acquire more draft picks to really build young depth with our team. But Luke Wilson is probably only gonna be here for 1 year unless he explodes on the scene and exceeds expectations. Roberts made Michael Roberts from Toledo, I believe that's his name. He may push Luke Wilson at some point in the season to become the starting tight end. He was a great red zone threat in Toledo. And whoever else they bring in, usually rookie tight ends, it take a long time, or it takes a longer adjustment period for them to really, catch on. Especially it's not basically just blocking and catching anymore. Now tight ends are lining up as H-backs, lining up in a slot. I mean, they actually do a lot of different things, plus block and learn to pass and run schemes and, run blocking schemes. And it's crazy, it's just not an easy, position to transition to in the NFL, unless you're just a situational spell tight end. But I like Luke Wilson. I said it, and before, when they was, as available tight ends, and they got one of the guys I like, Luke Wilson. Like I said, he stretched the field, he got some solid hands, and I approve, Lions signed Luke Wilson out the pool that they left. But I don't think it's no coincidence that they, waited to cut Eric Ebron and waited till the majority of the top tight ends was off the board. I really do think, other than Bob Quinn saying that they want to build this team right and build it the right way and not rush into it, but I really think above that step, above him, Martha Ford and the Ford family, they do not want them to go out there and spend any big money. And I will echo that again. I think Martha Ford truly doesn't want to win. They just want to, get enough for you guys to go down there and buy popcorn and tickets and pay, $1,000 in parking per season. They just want to do enough to bring you guys down there and pull you guys in and let y'all down again, in my opinion. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. More C Sports Talk. We gone.